Hello everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with a very exciting announcement incoming for November 2025. My good friends Shell of ChellesCreativeChaos and Mary Ellen of RedParrot have agreed to partner again with me to host the Junk Journal Round Robin. So if you're new here, or if you're new to Junk Journal Round Robin, I will go through a little summary of what it is, okay? I will apologize ahead of time because we're a little bit later making this announcement, and that's totally on me. I was very busy this past month, but also I think I was a little overwhelmed, and I was feeling quite, for a little while, a little bit just dark and slightly foibled about the whole tariff situation and shipping things, and now I have that mostly figured out, but it impacted this because one of our participants is in the US and the other two are in Canada, so it's kind of, you know, we had to sort out how to be able to get packages to each other, and it was a little hard, but it's all good now. That being said, I'll just do a quick run through for those of you who have already been here. We've done this, I think this is like our second year, or maybe our third year, I can't remember, but we do it 2 times a year. April and November is kind of our tentative schedule, so November's coming. So there's myself, Mary Ellen, and Shell, as I mentioned, and what we do, it's almost like creating an advent calendar for someone. Like a daily gift, right? So what is that daily gift? It's a little packet, or a big packet, whatever, a packet. The idea is it's an envelope or something that hides the contents inside. So you make one of those for every day of November. So you've got like a stack of 30 envelopes with secret things inside. It could be, you know, paper. It could be, you know, ink, anything. It's all about creating ephemera from whatever you're sending, but also it's a collaboration because you're doing that 2 times. You have 2 partners, so you create 2 sets of those 30 packages, and then everybody ships them out. So I ship to Shell and Mary Ellen, and they ship to me and one another. So this all comes together, and then every day you've got 2 packets to open up for every day of November, and then the challenge is to combine those things you were sent to make a piece of ephemera. So it's a lot of fun. So that's the general gist of it. I will link in the description box down below where you can find this Junk Journal Round Robin information sheet. So you will be we'll be starting this on November the 1st, but you still have time right now to get together with a couple of people. You know, like if you're in the same country, you can ship pretty quickly to each other because we're not starting until November 1st. We usually recommend you get started October 1st and you ship by the 15th of October, but it's only October 11th. And if you can, you know, hustle yourself and get going, you will be all good. If you do choose to participate, please let me know. I would love to know. You can use the hashtag of jjroundrobin. That's what we've always used on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you post. And yeah, it's a really fun collaboration. It's actually, like, Mary Ellen coined it so well by saying that it's a balm for the soul, and it really is, because it's kind of like, especially if you're a YouTuber, or even if you feel a little daunted, like, you know, you're an artist or a crafter and you love making things, but maybe sometimes you come to your desk and you've just got empty page syndrome, and you're like, where do I begin? What do I do? Or maybe you're overwhelmed by your project. Well, what if you were presented with 2 simple things, and you're just going to open them up? They're surprises, they're presents, they're going to inspire you because of that. They're from your friends, and you know that you've got this collab going, and you know you're going to open them and you're just going to start to feel your brain where like, oh, what can I do with this, right? And you're not overwhelmed by all those external things around you, all the things that you have to use up or whatever, right? It's a simple ask, and for me, it's both because it's relaxing. I think I end up making really nice things because I feel focus and calm, and just, you know, it's a nice little ask of me for the day. So I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll give it a try, even if you just, you know, do it with one friend, or maybe you do it by yourself. Maybe right now make up some secret packages for yourself and then come back to it. You will have forgotten what you packed up, and you can just play with it that way. That's something that I used to do as a knitter, because I used to always buy way too much like sock yarn for knitting socks. I love knitting socks. So at one point I felt overwhelmed with my stash, so I just got 12 paper bags, and inside each paper bag I would print out and put in one sock pattern and one sock yarn that I have bought, and then I would, you know, staple them closed and put them away, and every month, you know, on a certain date I would go and I would grab a bag out of there, and that was my project for that month. And like I had completely forgotten, right? And I didn't even really pay a lot of attention to the yarn and the pattern that I smucked together, and that made it even more fun. So that being said, I'm just talking a little bit about like different kinds of mindsets, right? So what I'll show you, this will also be kind of my prep video, because I received my package from Shell a couple of weeks ago. This year we have kind of simplified because of the whole mail situation. We were not exactly sure if like we would have issues receiving mail, sending mail. We were trying to avoid anybody getting like a tariff, you know, so we tried to keep the mail looking quite simple, and you know, usually we send much more wild things, but we kept it simple this time. I'm just going to cover my address here. There we go. We're good. So this is the packet that I got from Shell that I will open first. And when I say open, I'm not opening the contents, just the big envelope. And I have set aside a basket, this basket, for putting the things from Shell in, and then I'm going to have another basket that will have the things from Mary Ellen, and I will have like the 1 to 30, you know, assembly line. So let's go ahead and open this cute pink bubble envelope. I totally love colored bubble envelopes. So let's just, I'm going to do a tiny little snip in the top here, and then I'll tear it open. Sorry if I'm a little off camera. I just want to get this out. Here we go. Okay. Beauty. And we're inside a plastic bag. Just give me 1 second. I just got to pull my address off here. There we go. All right. Now this is actually different, you know, because typically the way that we send things, it's a little bit of a calamity, but there's something kind of beautiful about this, and it's not just the amazing brown envelopes, which I'm going to be probably making a big part of my make most of these days. But look at this. See, it's beautiful, right? So day 1, you know, and so she's gone through and she has put the numbers on there. It's so organized. I almost feel bad because you will see the calamity that I have sent my friends. I'm not as well behaved as our dear Shell. So yeah, those are the envelopes from Shell. Now, Mary Ellen sent me, well, actually I went to her home and picked it up because we live close by. Sadly, I didn't get to see her because I was on a meeting all morning and she had a meeting most of the afternoon. So we were like ships passing on the porch. We just did a porch pickup, but I will find her and force her to spend time with me at some point. That's a loving threat, a threat of friendship. So I was dumbfounded at how cool this fabric that she has wrapped everything in. I just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, you're spoiling me. So this is like, you know, it reminds me obviously of a film, the countdown, right? The film countdown, and then the film strip in the middle and the numbers, like that's so cool. So, and she's tied it up so beautifully here. Oh, look at this, just beautiful. So then inside, oof, Mary Ellen has given me some prezzies because she's a doll, completely lovely person. So this is something, so we do this thing sometimes where we kind of thrift together virtually. One person will be home, the other will be out thrifting, and we will send pictures to one another and say, hey, do you want this? And if, you know, the person responds before you leave the thrift store, then yeah, they get it. So this is a little Royal Connaught Hotel. These little bitty, aren't these so cute? Like, let me show you the size comparison here of this card. So here's kind of a more normal sized card. Look at this. Look how baby tiny those are. Aren't they sweet? I'm so excited about those. Thank you so much, Mary Ellen. And she sent me this when she was out thrifting, and I was like, yes! So yeah, love it. Then she gave me these Wizard Problem Solvers cards, and these look really neat. So the the back, we've got like kind of different answers, right? Problems. And then on the front, we've got these wizardy, super fun. And so these are really perfect because I've got a little project that I've been collecting things for, and these will absolutely go with it. So thank you, Mary Ellen. How lovely. Now, Mary Ellen, we have starting with 30. So she's in the opposite direction, which is actually kind of great because I can just put these in my basket here. So that's 29. Here's 28. Oh, I love all these envelopes. My goodness. What is it that's so exciting about an envelope? I don't know, but ooh la la. So this is kind of similar to what I've done, which is like I make random package envelopes. Most of the time, I love these so much. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go crazy. Yeah, I make like out of my scraps, I make envelopes and pouches and things to put everything in. And yeah, you end up with a real calamity of things by the end of it all. So this is wallpaper. How yummy. And one thing that you've probably heard me talk about if you've been here for another of the Junk Journal Round Robins, is that often the packaging, the packet material, ends up becoming important to the project. So if whatever you've been sent for that day, like sometimes it can stump you, and I've been a little guilty of sending stumpers out myself, but I'm not the only one. And it's good because it gives you some kind of like a familiar, paper base or stationery or envelope or, something that you can kind of start your project with. So, though this year I didn't send out, I don't think, any Barbie doll heads. I didn't send those out. I didn't send out any, anything too wild, I don't think. I might have kept it slightly more composed. That's not a promise, though, and it's not a promise to the future. Because there's something actually super funny and charming about watching someone go, what do I do with this, Cindy? Like one of my favorite moments from, well, I have many moments, but one of my favorite moments from Shell during Junk Journal Round Robin is when I sent her an envelope of plastic, like those purple rubber grapes that, maybe your grandma kept them in a wooden bowl when you were a kid, like mine did. And I had no idea, but she's essentially has a phobia of them. So that was like both, I mean, it was mostly funny. I'm not going to lie. Her reaction just cracked me up beyond belief. I'm not trying to sound sadistic, obviously. I don't want to truly scare her or anything, but I just love her and I loved her reaction so much. And yeah, I've sent Mary Ellen like a plastic clown face, and watching what she was going to do with that, it just made me giggle. It's so much fun. But anyway, so here's our basket of goodies, the basket of delights that we have to now wait to play with until the 1st of November. So I'm very excited and I hope you will join us. As I mentioned, I'll link down below this so that you can, go ahead and use it. Hashtag is jjroundrobin. And yeah, you're going to see 90 videos if you're here for it. Over our 3 channels. Don't forget to subscribe to my friends. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So until we begin and until I see you again, have an excellent day. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.